What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of RealReefingTV. Thanks for tuning in. And today we're going to be doing an update on the 300. So excited to share what's new, what's gone, some of the problems that I'm having, and some of the things that I need to do going forward. Purple Queen Anthias about 2 weeks ago, and I've lost one. Funny story is I thought I lost all three of them. Turns out one was in the overflow, one was in my sump, and the other one completely disappeared. So I got them both back in the tank, and after a few days of being bullied by the 6-line wrasse, that little jerk.
You're a jerk. I know. You're a jerk.
They're doing fine in here, and they're eating Cyclops. I can't get them to eat flake, I can't get them to eat pellets, and I can't get them to eat mysis, but they will eat Cyclops, so I do feed the tank Cyclops every day so that I can keep them fed. I'd like to feed it multiple times a day. That's just not realistic with my work schedule. But anyways, that's what's new. There are a couple more frags added to the system, and I don't really honestly remember what I've added. So what went bye-bye? Well, the cyano algae that I had went bye-bye, and then I had this kind of like green turf algae that covered all my sand, and so I got rid of that, and now the cyano's back, so whatever. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to get rid of it somehow. I'm starting to think that I might just have to resort back to my biopellet reactor. When I had my biopellet reactor up and running, I never had issues with, with nutrients. In fact, my nutrients were always zero. Now is kind of the problem. That's what I needed to get away from. But maybe if I take my biopellet reactor and only add in enough to where I don't have, the nutrient issues, but I still have some nutrients based upon what I'm feeding each day, maybe that'll get me where I need to be. So more to come on that, and we'll start tinkering with that and try to get these levels where I really want them. So I have this really annoying problem with my fish. Every time I fed the fish, and I think it was Dory that was doing it, was splashing water up and over the side, and then it was all dripping down the front of the tank, which is super annoying, especially with salt water, and it leaves a salt water drip, just leaves salt drips all down the glass. Again, super annoying, because when you go to wipe it, it just smears. Anyways, so I dealt with this for probably, a couple of months, and I'm like, you know what, it's it, I've had it. So what I did was I went to Lowe's and I got some glass to put over the top. Now I didn't want to, do the whole tank, or the whole, over the entire top with this glass, but I just wanted it in the front, 8 to 9 inches of the tank, and that way the tanks can't splash the water out of the tank. Now this is where I feed, so what I have to do when I feed is just slide this back, put the food in, and then slide it back over, and happy to report that I don't have any spilled water on the front of the tank anymore, so it's nice, clean viewing area. Boom. Anyways, so let's talk about what's not going right in this tank. I have cyano algae. I also have something taking off my pallies. I think it's the Astrina stars, but I could be wrong on that. Honestly, I don't know. I dipped what I could, but a lot of them are attached to the rocks, so we'll see what happens there. I also have, and I'm keeping it real with you guys, right? I also have, what are they called? I also have a problem with aiptasia right now. I used aiptasia X, but I think maybe I didn't get it good enough, and exploded in my tank, and I have maybe like, 15 or 20. And I know, maybe that's not a ton, but to me that's a lot. I've never really had it this bad in a tank before, so really got to get to cracking down on getting these guys out of there, whether that be from using you know, maybe a wrasse or a butterfly or something that's going to be able to get that stuff out of there and eat it. Maybe maybe a peppermint shrimp or something like that, although they like to go after your mushrooms, so we'll see where it goes with that. I've also made a move with some corals too. Right here, I did have a large Monopora cap that was sitting right there, and I've since moved it to below this to below this acro. And so now it's sitting here. You can see it nicely, and it's looking good. It's actually 2 in 1, so there's one here in the middle, and then the larger, I think it's called X Factor, around the edge. My sea anemone has moved from down here. I put him in this corner, and he crawled up the back and has posted up right there. So, okay, there goes the lights. I've also noticed that I have lost some polyp extension on some of my Monoporas. For instance, this poker star back here has bright green polyps on it traditionally, and you can't hardly see them at all, so that's not fun. Yep, there's my cyano. Woohoo! So what needs to happen on this tank? Well, for one, I've got to get rid of that aiptasia. Number 2, I've got to get rid of that cyano. Number 3, I need to clean up all of this coralline algae that's built up on the glass. I need to get my Refugium rocking and rolling, or rip out the macro and put in my biopellet reactor. One or the other, but something needs to get fixed with the nutrient problem that I have. Alright y'all, so real quick, the calcium reactor's rocking, the skimmer's rocking, auto top-off's rocking, the dosing is rocking, and you know, the Refugium kind of is what it is right now. Let's take a look at that a little bit closer. So we've got 3 lights above this tank. These are a couple of Amazon cheap lights. This one's a little bit better. It's a bit more powerful, not a bit more, it's a lot more powerful. And then we've got, yeah, the other cheap Amazon light. Down here in the actual Refugium itself, we've got Caulerpa algae in here. It's a good deal of macro, and there is a ton of life in this Refugium. There are lots of copods, amphipods, and they're just running around in here like crazy, which is totally cool with me. Also, as a bonus, when I bought the Caulerpa, I also got a little bit of Cato with it too. So that's pretty cool, and you only need a little bit, and that stuff will grow like crazy. So, you know, with the Caulerpa, it is growing, but it's also kind of like dying behind it too. So I'm not really seeing a lot of nutrient reduction because of the Caulerpa in here. So time will tell how it goes. Maybe it just has to adjust or what have you, but that's kind of like with anything else in this hobby, right? It has to adjust, acclimate, you know, really become a part of the system before it can really take off and provide that nutrient reduction for the system. So lots of stuff going on, lots of stuff I need to get done, and you guys get to follow along with me. If you haven't already done it, subscribe to the channel, and that way you guys get updates on all the new videos coming out straight to your front door. Well, at least to your mobile device or computer or something like that, right? If you like the video, give it a huge thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And stay salty, my friends. Keep it real. Peace.
Get down.